Welcome to the Alchemy ASMR. Please keep your arms and legs inside of the desk at all times. Prepare your pencils for note-taking. There's going to be some fabulous fun facts in here. Prepare for your wild ride through the cosmos. Wait, we're not doing cosmos. Okay. That was too close to copyright infringement. Hi, I'm Noah Nov, and today I'll be talking about the ancestor of chemistry, alchemy. Please note that most of the factoids I will present are not true today, but rather at the time of discovery to practicers of this theory. Each element has its own destructive power, as seen in the prior video. The alchemists in the Middle Ages believed to be the basis of everything on the planet before the periodic table existed. Alchemy revolved around the idea of the four elements: water, earth, fire, and air. Alchemy overall was a combination of philosophy, metallurgy, which is the study of metallic properties, exploration of the world and how it works, and magic. It is believed to have risen in ancient China around the religion of Taoism, which was a religion that emphasized animism, the belief that all natural objects have a soul, and it came up with the idea to rearrange its elements, or souls in this case, to create or destroy matter by the way the objects would be animated when they reacted to each other, and to make real-world hypotheses on scientific topics. After spreading throughout Europe and Asia, alchemy soon became an occupation of many who wanted to learn a grasp of the universe. In Greece, it was disputed by Grecians whether or not alchemy was real, or the new concept of atomos, which we now know as the concept of atoms. They decided to keep the ideas of alchemy, and then switched to the ideas of atoms until the 19th century. In the 3rd or 4th century AD, Zosimos of Egypt created the idea of the Philosopher's Stone, which you may know from Harry Potter, which is the main ingredient of the elixir, or the immortality potion. In the Middle Ages, the two main objectives of alchemy were to become immortal and to turn regular elements into gold. Their overall magnum opus, or great goal, was to find the Philosopher's Stone, introduced by Zosimos, which is a stone that, along with being the key ingredient to making the elixir, could also purify any substance. Ironically, the search for immortality was the cause of deaths for many young alchemists. For example, they would consume toxic chemicals in large amounts such as antimony, mercury, and arsenic in the hopes of becoming immortal. Their attempt was to transmute them into a substance using chemical reactions to create the elixir, which is the drink that will give you immortality. They really wanted to live forever. Alchemists would also try to cause reactions in base metals to turn them into gold. If they had successfully made gold in this way, the value of gold would have plummeted, making gold a common item rather than a valued form of currency, changing history as we know it. They used metals such as silver, iron, tin, and lead, and likely other stable metals in the hope of becoming very wealthy. Alchemists would only trust a few people with their discoveries, but the rest of the world would always find out, and some monarchs would even enforce a law to ban alchemy, claiming it a witchcraft, such as Diocletian in circa 292 CE. To avoid persecution, alchemists would use backwards language to protect their ideas. Many famous names in the 11th through 17th centuries were considered alchemists, including such as, but not limited to, Sir Isaac Newton, as seen, Nicholas Flamel, and Maimonides, the Jewish Spanish philosopher. Alchemy is also a philosophy as well as a scientific research topic, with people like Plato and Aristotle who also discuss alchemy along with their ethics. The first official written work with the term alchemy in it was one of Zosimos' documents around the year 300 CE. You probably know about now that Zosimos is probably a big name in the alchemist's world. However, alchemy has been around for many years prior, like around BC and so on. So I kind of want to let this round out. So this is pretty much the midterm of my presentation. So how are you guys doing? Is everything okay? Noah, are you being cringed out by past Noah's voice? Everyone okay? Anyone seen the newest Family Guy? Anyone happy it's a Friday and able to be the weekend? Anyone going to see Radium Girls? Anybody whatsoever? Moving on. Alright, future Noah, by 5 seconds here. Sorry for the unprofessionality, but not really. But here are some fun facts about alchemy. In the Middle Ages, alchemy was so accepted by nobles that they sponsored the research. They actually gave money for people to burn themselves alive. That sounded weird. Discoveries in alchemy helped shape chemical studies that impacted the switch from alchemy to chemistry. There was also a secret alchemical philosophers' brotherhood in Baghdad where they compiled many theories and ideas. Alchemists would often link the sun and gold as the same entity. Also, their symbol for darkness was lead. So sometimes they talk about light versus dark, gold versus lead. It's a recurring theme in any and all religions and beliefs. Also, did you know that the term abracadabra originated as an alchemical term for all the antidotes for all diseases? So whenever you're joking around saying abracadabra, abracadabra, open sesame, not that last one, you're actually referring to the antidote for everything. So that's why people say abracadabra all the time, because it's known to cure everything. The main takeaway from alchemy is that it's the before picture in looking at the ideas of chemistry, which was the first ideas of the elements. And elements are used to make different substance from a limited number of pure substances. For example, 4 elements, water, earth, fire, and air, can make over 500 other items we understand today. Now that you know the basics about alchemy, go to littlealchemy.com and see how many objects you can create using the 4 elements, water, earth, fire, and air. Don't go to Little Alchemy 2 because there is a 5-second achievement screen for each object you create, so that'll bring your overall object total much smaller. Go create some objects! Before I go, here are some very interesting facts I found from the book I found from the library, Alchemy and Illustrated A to Z. And by interesting facts, I do mean just reading off random things from the book that may catch someone's interest. So going on, if you guys know the Babylonians and Akkadians from world history, yeah, they're all up in alchemy, sorta. And then there's Geoffrey Chaucer, who is linked to alchemy. And then they actually decided on there's an alchemist named Van Helmont who actually burnt some wood and discovered chlorophyll. What do you know? And then there's this thing called Cinnabar Island, Pokemon, what's going on? Okay, here we go, some of the good stuff. Chinese alchemy. In about 1000 BC, they discovered the ideas of the yin-yang from the Shu Qin books of history, which is the oldest of the Chinese classics, which expands the yin-yang doctrine of the 5 stages of change. And then there's this whole list of things, according to Chinese alchemy, there's actually 5 different directions, elements, colors, metals, and planets that link to each other. We have Earth, yellow, center, gold, Saturn, wood, blue, east, lead, Jupiter, fire, red, south, copper, Mars, metal, white, west, silver, and Venus, water, black, north, iron, and Mercury. And pretty much they were agents of change. However, if you guys actually do want to list these out, I'll list them out again. Please note take them. Yellow, center, gold, Saturn, Earth, wood, blue, east, lead, Jupiter, fire, red, south, copper, Mars, metal, white, west, silver, Venus, water, black, north, iron, Mercury. If you guys happen to enjoy that big list of all 25 different elements, colors, directions, metals, planets, etc., I would highly suggest actually picking up an Alchemy Illustrated A to Z by Diana Fernando. Alchemy Illustrated A to Z by Diana Fernando. It's really cool. I really like it because there's a bunch of pictures in here, and you wouldn't know how many things are in here. Like, they'd associate cubic models in here, many different symbols and such, Greek, Judaism, Christianity, all of them are pretty much in here. And so many philosophies and religions are linked into alchemy, so if you want to see how they link, I'd highly recommend this book. As the forerunner of chemistry, alchemy is key to discovering the history of science and the beginning of scientific thought. Alchemy presented the idea of combinations of different substances to get different substances. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.